profit. That's what a lot of these crypto projects are about. It's all about profit. At the end of the day, the incentive is to make profit. You can talk about utility, you can talk about functionality all you want, but all of this is because folks want to make a profit. And you'd be lying to yourself probably if you said that wasn't the case. I'm in Dubai right now actually for the crypto expo. And it's really cool seeing all these different projects here and all these different games and all these different, these different projects. And, one thing that I just keep thinking about is, like everyone is doing it to make a profit at the end of the day. It's not for the goodness of their heart. They have to be incentivized, they have to pay their bills and whatnot. So that's why today I want to talk about a really cool, refreshing project called Heal the World. And you might notice by the name Heal the World, this one isn't exactly focused on profit. Obviously, profit is, it's a smaller element of it as well, but profit isn't the biggest thing. It's more of a non-profit. It's more about making a difference in the world. Um, and you know, making donations, making a difference, whether it's, with all that's happening in the war nowadays, whatever is going on in the world, it's about using crypto, using blockchain as a way to raise funds, to use the transparency of the funds to help heal the world. So let's dig right into their website, dig into their tokenomics, their roadmap, their white paper, and see what this project is all about. Because this one was one that was trending for a while a few weeks ago. And obviously, like a lot of projects, they've come down a little bit, but what they're doing is pretty cool and it is pretty impactful. It looks like I'm going to do some math as well, show you how how the math works with these donations, with these charities and the calculations. So Heal the World saves lives, a small way to make a big difference, and it's a decentralized crowdfunding platform. So the Heal FAAS. I had someone else comment in one of my other videos that FAAS is function as a service, but I did some more research. It is in fact farming as a service. Farming as a service where people pull their money together and then you farm it out. You it's like a hedge fund where you pull in a lot of money together and then you use that money and you go invest it out. And then you pay dividends back to you pay profits back to the people who put in the money. So the Heal F farming as a service system concentrates on generating funds via tax into a treasury set up for investments into other projects. Profit accumulated is equitably distributed to holders and donated to charity organizations with the highest vote from Heal holders. 50% is distributed to the holders. Obviously, there's still a profit element to incentivize people, but the remaining 50% is donated to charity. They also plan on having a DAO that aims to overhaul the philanthropy industry with the use of blockchain based tooling. Heal investors will have an influence over which charity organizations get funded through the Heal Treasury by means of a voting system. So these are two elements of blockchain that are really cool and that can be used for funding, that can be used for crowdfunding, for donations. Is the fact that there's DAOs that can be put in place to allow folks to own Heal tokens and then be a part of the voting process into where the money is going. And then with the transparency of blockchain, you can see where the money is going. You can see where the flow of capital is going. You can see how much money has been raised. You can see all of that, which is why I really like. If you use one of the other crowdfunding services out there, I'm drawing a blank on some of the popular ones. GoFundMe, for example. To be honest, you can't see what's going on. You can see that they collected money, and I'm sure we trust them and they do all the right things. But it's just the transparency, level of transparency that you see with blockchain is what makes it really cool. So as for some reason pictures aren't showing up on my screen, but one of the things called Heal the World, where their aim is to unite the crypto community, to support victims all around the world. I guess right now they're focused on war victims, particularly with what's going on with Ukraine and Russia and so forth. So victims who face stigma, vulnerability, and marginalization continue to suffer. It's impossible to fully undo the harm caused by genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and the crimes of aggression. It is possible to help survivors recover their dignity. So this right here, 4% from every buy and sell of Heal tokens goes toward this cause, Heal the World. Additionally, as I mentioned earlier, there is a DAO, a decentralized crowdfunding tool that allows contributors to donate cryptocurrency assets, tokens, or NFTs to support movements focused on world justice, helping refugees, hospitalization of war victims, and so forth. Um, that's an important thing. They're using a lot. Here's the tokenomics. So 3% goes to marketing, 2% goes to reflections to holders, like dividends, for example. There still has to be some profit element. 3% goes to charity, 4% goes to farming as a service treasury, and I believe then half of that ends up going to the holders, and half of that goes back to um the to charity. There's two ways where some of the tax goes directly to charity, and then another part of the tax is going to get invested and then going to charity. So it's pretty clear what the utility is here. It's pretty clear the impact that they're trying to have here as well. They've already made their donations. They have a white paper. They've been audited. They're still working on launching their DAO, in the app, their decentralized application. Um, it's still a pretty early project. It's been launched a little bit over 2 weeks now. Um, but they've made a lot of progress for sure. Just going over their white paper. Liquidity is locked. 230,000 liquidity has been locked for 2 years. They are audited by InterFi Network as well. We talked about tokenomics already. There's some more information about their wallets, which goes on to show the transparency as well. By simply staking, investors can receive passive income and benefits from farming operations. And this is the confirmation that it is FAAS is farming as a service. It's a way to generate rewards with cryptocurrency holdings. Obviously they'll have a bunch of other things. An NFT collection as well is in the works. DAO that we already talked about as well. Instructions on how to participate in the DAO. So one thing I didn't want to do is, here it says the charity has donated a total of $52,000 to provide medical aid victims of Russia-Ukraine war through Project Hope and Khalsa Aid, and also to aid children in Afghanistan, Syria, and Ukraine through Save the Children Foundation. So obviously the reach is large. They're doing a lot of different things. I think that's really cool. So let's do the math really quick. I mean, obviously here's a platform where you can go see what different projects to donate to. This is really cool. But going back to it, so it's about $50,000 that they donated so far, right? So let's do the math into how that works. But first, in order to do that, we need to go look at their chart. So obviously, like a lot of projects, it's gone up and then it's come down recently with the way that the markets have been. But if anything, that could be a good buying opportunity. Obviously not financial. This is not financial advice. Your own due diligence always. But as a charity project, projects like these prosper whenever people buy and sell because you pull in more tax and you use that to go donate. So with this project, obviously it's come down. It's gone up a little bit in the past few days. Always only 2 weeks old. But looking at the statistics right here, so daily volume at the moment is around $52,000. So what I'm gonna do for the math, I'm gonna assume it's $52,000 here. I'm gonna assume a few days ago it might have been $100,000. And then a few days ago it might have been $150,000. That will show us how the math works out. So if it's $52,000 of volume being traded in and out, then look at the tokenomics. Approximately 3% of that is going to charity. I'm not even going to include the 4% FAAS treasury to come up with the 52%. I'm just going to use the 3% charity that they use in order to arrive at the $52,000, right? So let's do the math here. Let me switch screens here really quick. And let us look at let us look at it. Where is it at right now? Here we go. So this is an Excel. So what we talked about was daily volume was $50,000. And then I said that we're going to do three numbers, $100,000. Assume that was what volume was a week ago, and then 2 weeks ago might have been $150,000. The average of that is $100,000. Okay, so this is the average daily volume, and it launched end of February. So let's say it's been 17 days now. Percent charity is 3% charity, right? We said it's 3% charity. 3% of tokenomics goes to charity. So if I do $100,000 times 17 days times 3%, let's see what I get. There it is. I get about $52,000. This is obviously a rough estimate. This could have been maybe, it was probably even more. At launch, it might have been $200,000, even more, maybe less, $60,000. But the thing is, the The ballpark is about $51,000. Um, and this is over 17 days. So every day, it's making about $3,000 from trades that get moved into charity. So that's how the math works. It's really interesting. Like the math, like blockchain technology, these different crypto projects. It's not hard to set aside a portion of funding to go toward toward charity. I think it's I think this is definitely important. I think it's always important to give back. And I always appreciate projects like these. Um, but obviously a lot of people are also interested in the investment side of things. So um, you do get back reflections, 2% reflections. You get half of the treasury as well. So that's 4% that would still be coming back to members in the form of some kind of dividends. I guess let's try to do a quick math as well. Let's say it's 4%. Let me copy this real quick and drop it over here. So if it's that same number, $100,000, you're getting 4% back. That's $68,000. Now, how many holders are there? If I pull back to the screen, it says the holders are about 2,000 holders, right? So 2,000 holders, 1, 2, 3, divided by that. So $34 have already been accrued for holders. Obviously, I feel like I'm making these numbers up, but that's what the math leads me to believe. And obviously, part of the 4% is in the treasury, so that amount should be invested to get higher returns. But that's honestly not bad for your average investor. If you invested 17 days ago, you've already made up to $34. So yeah, it's not bad at all. Obviously, the math here is very rough, but I do just want to mention, like that's how the math does check out. Because I'm always curious, like how do these numbers come up? How can we fact check them? How can we make sure they're legit? That's kind of a quick demo into how I at least think about it. That's all I got for you folks today. As I mentioned, I am in Dubai. I'm super excited about being here, about learning more from all these people, putting a face to a lot of people as well. I'll be going live with your pop very shortly as well, on Off the Chain. So tune into that. We'll obviously be doing an ETH giveaway as always. And that's all I got for you folks today. Look forward to seeing you all soon. And thank you for joining. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Bye bye.